Dear friends, today we have with us the very young and dynamic actor Chetan Sharma. Chetan, thank you so much for joining us at the Australia today.
Thank you so much, Pallavi, for having me on the show. I'm really glad to be here.
Yeah. Chetan, let's begin with your most recent film, which is Who Am I? Can you tell us a bit more about the film and your role in the film?
Yeah, so the film has been just released on 3rd Feb, and thankfully the shows are going really well. So the film is about philosophical journey of a philosophical quest of a boy. He's a philosophy student, and he's very inquisitive, and he's constantly looking for answers to questions like what is life, what is the purpose of life, and uh, what is death, and what one when someone dies, what that loss actually means. Is it
Mhm.
the loss of some person, or yeah, so such kind of questions. And also there is a love story in that film, so it's we are trying to explore love through spirituality and philosophy. So it's a really a bittersweet relationship between philosophy and love, and to see love as a medium to understand world. So I'm playing Bhavitavya. He's the boy who is going on this journey, and meanwhile he's meeting different gurus and learning things from them, and he's also falling in love with this character called Aditi, who is also a very she's also a very interesting personality, because she's very chirpy and very peppy kind of a person, and she's always trying to bring him to the ground reality and out of his questions. So it's a very interesting composition.
Yeah, sounds like a really interesting film. थोड़ी हटके type film लग रही है. So, also tell us, Chetan. You've acted in a wide variety of films. We have seen you in content like Sacred Games 2 and things like that. Tell us about your journey. How did you decide to become an actor?
So I guess it was never my decision to be an actor. It was my dad's, and it's quite weird because in India most of the parents don't want their children to be actor, because it's because of the uncertainty of this field and other things. But yeah, my father, I guess he was the first person, he was my first mentor, and at a very early stage he decided that he wanted me to be an actor, and he was the first one who chose directors for me, and he gave me workshops. He took me to different directors and got me to work with them. So I got to work with Prem Matyani ji and Bhanu Bharti ji and Rudradev Chakravarti. So I did theater for like 6 years in Delhi, and he was the one. I was just a kid, because this was back in 2007, and I would always go with my dad and get the workshops and work with directors. So yeah, I but I was always very interested in this art because I saw it as an escape. I saw it as an opportunity to be someone else other than Chetan, and also it requires a lot of focus and attention. So yeah, I have a tendency to get myself involved in activities which required a lot of attention. So I guess that was the reason. Uh, I guess that was the reason I did well in school, in my academics too. So yeah, I did theater for like 6 years, and then there was this film Band Baja Barat where I got to play a part, and that was, I guess, my first introduction with film camera. And later on, I did another film Lanka, which was directed by Makbul Khan, and I was playing Manoj Vajpayee sir's younger brother, and that was a really fulfilling experience because I have always admired his performances. I am deeply in love with him. So that was the point when I got to work with him, and I really enjoyed it. Then there was another film which I did while staying in Delhi. It was called it was Siddharth, where I got to work with Tanishtha Chatterjee and Rajesh Telang sir.
Mhm,
And it was directed by Richi Mehta, who later on directed Delhi Crime season one. So
mhm,
that was a really different experience because till then I had never done an international film project, and all of the crew was from abroad, and they had different work culture, and they were very particular about things and very
mhm,
professional. So yeah, I got a very different experience there, and then there was this very. I feel very fortunate to call myself an actor from cast of Ankhon Dekhi. So
mhm.
Rajat sir was directing the film, and I got to work with amazing actors like Sanjay Mishra ji and Brijendra Kala, Manu Rishi, Sima Pava. So yeah, these were the things that happened while staying in Delhi, and gradually, I guess I got a hang of things, that how to I got an understanding of light and your marking, your positioning, and the frame. So I gradually understood all those things on these films, and these were done while I was staying in Delhi. So then later on we moved to Mumbai in 2013, and yeah, then the journey continued.
Yeah. And tell us about your journey so far, in the sense, has it been easy or difficult? Because although, I mean, making it in any industry is difficult, you have to work really hard. But as you mentioned before, that there's a lot of uncertainty in the entertainment sector. So, how has your journey been so far?
So yeah, it has always been very uncertain, and it's a very ambiguous space to be a freelancer artist in India, I guess, or anywhere in the world, because at some point of time while you are working on a project, you are king, and you are involved in a process. You feel important, and you're also earning and everything. You feel involved in something, and then you might be not working for like next 6 months. So it's always really uncertain, but uh, I guess I've also told my younger friends that 80% of the job while working, but while taking acting as a profession, is maintaining your sanity. uh, and it's about when you are idle, you are not working on anything, you have to work on your craft. You have to believe that something good is coming up, and you have to uh, be responsible enough that you should be in a great state of mind. You should be a good artist at the point of time when when the judgment day is there. So when you go for an audition and you actually have to perform, you have to be in a good state of mind. So 80% of job is maintaining your sanity, I guess, because most of the time you might not be working, but when you are not working, I guess reading books or doing poetry or involving yourself in any kind of creative process would really help. So
Yeah.
after moving to Mumbai, I, I was fortunate that I went for an audition for this film called Parched, which was directed by Leena Yadav. And ma'am liked my audition, and I was on board. So we moved to Mumbai in 2013 December, and I shot for the film, I guess, in 2014 January. This doesn't really happen with people. So but yeah, that was a I was just at the right place at right time in right form, I guess. But
Yeah.
I guess for a long period of time after Parched, I was idle, and there was really not any work, and I was going for auditions. And when I go to audition, I see that there's a queue of 150 people, who are all of them are there for audition, and they have listed their names, and they're waiting for their turn. So I was really contemplating myself in that crowd, that how to process this, how I'm standing. So, but I have realized that eventually things turn out, they work out themselves, because I was going for every kind of audition. I went for mythological shows. I went for commercial films, ad films. Every you say it, and I was there. So I was a really hardworking actor at that point of time. I was not. I was never a smart actor. I was never a smart person, but yeah, I was a really hardworking person. So I went for every kind of audition, and it things have reverse engineered for me. In general, people decide that this is the kind of films they want to do in particular, and they go for that kind of films. But I was going for every kind of film and every kind of project, and but eventually, when I got finalized in a certain kind of films or projects, I realized, okay, I don't have to burn myself out on trying to do everything. These are the kind of projects which have my requirement, so I'll go for these.
Yeah. And I think what is also important is that it's not just about the glamour, that probably you should go into this field if you really have a passion for it, and if you're willing to work that hard. As you mentioned, that you've done 6 years of theater. So I think that that's one of the things that's also important to note, that while one only sees on camera the glamour and the fame and things like that, but it requires a lot of effort. So I guess you need to have a passion for it.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I guess uh, I've just realized that my mom's name is Santosh, which means I don't know how to actually translate patience. No, that doesn't.
Contentment. Yeah. Yeah.
Contentment. So yeah,
Content. Yeah.
I guess that really helps. And I was never really interested in fame or attention. In fact, over a period of time, I have realized that I'm very awkward when when I'm getting too much attention.
Hmm.
So I'm better in talking with people in person. So but yeah, I because I saw acting as an escape, and I was really intrigued. I was really moved when I saw a performance, and uh, I could not imagine that this is not a real human being. This is an actor. uh, so that really intrigued me. Just think about it, that people are going to watch you. They know it's a fiction. They know that you are an artist, and they're paying for the ticket, and yet they are crying with you. They are laughing. They relate with you, incidents that are happening with you on screen. So I was always amazed by that process. So yeah, that I guess that's what I'm looking for, characters that I play on screen, and whenever I come across any script.
All right. And also, I want to ask you, Chetan, who are your three favorite actors? If you could tell us, actors that you really admire. Uh, Tell us about them.
Yeah, I don't really want to discriminate, but that's how things are, because we have a vast number of amazing performances in every decade, be it Indian films or international projects. But still, my all-time favorites are Daniel Day Lewis. I really admire his work, and I really like Om Puri sir. I'm totally in love with him, and obviously Irfan Khan. So he has been a great inspiration, and it was a great loss when we lost him. So yeah, I guess these three are really close to me. I really admire them. So
All right. And just one last question, Chetan, that where do you see yourself going forward from here? Like 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, what kind of roles would you want to do? Uh, what are your dreams going forward from here?
um, can I say a doha? It's
Definitely.
does
Yeah, yeah, certainly. Yeah, yeah.
So there's this doha by Kabir, which says, "धीरे धीरे रे मना और धीरे सब कुछ होए और माली सींचे 100 घड़ा पर ऋतु आवे फल होए." So
Mhm.
I would loosely translate it to that be patient, and everything happens in its own time. Things take their own time. uh, and the and the farmer or gardener, he's continuously watering the plants for the longest period of time, but it is only going to fruit when the time is right. So that loosely translates it. So I guess things have gone good for me. It was a slow and steady process. uh, there's a kind of consistency in performances and the kind of projects I'm doing. But talking about what will happen in next 5 years, I have no idea. I have no clue, and that excites me even more because I am doing independent films as main lead. My first film as main lead was Saankal. So there are different kind of independent films where I'm playing a protagonist, and
Mhm.
yeah, I'm really enjoying this process, and uh, uh, I'm glad that there's a mix of commercial and non-commercial films that I'm doing. For example, I got to be a part of Paglet, which did really well on Netflix, and then there was Meenakshi Sundareshwar, which was a dramatic film. And yeah, I was there in Delhi Crime and Sacred Games, as you said. So I'm really liking this process where I'm playing minor roles but significant roles in mainstream films or mainstream projects, and simultaneously I'm doing lead or more meteor parts in independent cinema. So I guess this mix is really favorable for me, and but obviously I would like to do more meteor roles in mainstream projects, and I'm looking forward to them. And I guess I'll eventually do good. So
Chetan, thank you so much for speaking with us, and we wish you all the best for your future.
thank you so much. Thank you so much, Pallavi, for having me on the show. And I guess this is the first time I'm interacting with Australian media. So thank you so much, Australian people. And I would be looking forward to your blessings and well wishes in my work and my field. So yeah.
Thank you for joining us, Chetan. Thank you.
Thank you, Pallavi.